So you want to come to the bar. So where do you start? This is one of the most difficult decisions you will have to make, and you'll need to think very carefully about why. What qualities do you have? Where do you want to go? But more importantly, why? Why do you want to become a barrister? Now, only you can answer this question. Each year I hear lots of different answers to this question, but this question needs to be thought through very carefully. Your story. We all have an interesting story to tell, be an advocate or prospective one, is you should be able to tell your story in a convincing and interesting way. This is particularly so if you want to come to the bar, because it's a very competitive profession. Few places, but the rewards are high. So what's your story then? Well, it should be real, should be interesting, it should relate to your life's passion or passions. And if there are difficulties or challenges that you've encountered along the way, then you should say what they are. More importantly, you should say how you've overcome them. Now, if you don't come from what is considered to be a typical background, just look around at the bar if you want to see typical backgrounds. Don't let that put you off. If you don't know much about the profession, then educate yourself. There's so much online. If you are different to what you normally see at the bar, that is your gift. Celebrate your unique qualities because the world has many different and unique peoples. And this is what the bar of the future needs. So, for example, what's my story? Well, my grandparents were fishermen and farmers from the islands of Antigua and Dominica. My parents came to the UK in the late 50s, early 60s as part of the Windrush generation to make a better life for themselves. My father was a telecoms technician. My mother was a nurse. Me, one of three, I grew up in London in the 70s and 80s. I went to a comprehensive school. And yes, as is common from my area, many of my peers ended up in trouble with the police, got on the wrong side of the law. I decided that wasn't a pathway for me. I could have followed them, I didn't. I just knew I wanted to be an advocate. I didn't know they were called barristers at the time. I had this burning desire to put wrongs to right. I wanted to help the small person take on the might of the larger organization. I worked hard. I went to university, it was a polytechnic at the time, got a good degree, went to bar school, passed very well. Now, what's the secret? Let me share one or two things with you. Firstly, you must set a goal. And to set a goal, you've got to write it down. You then have to make a plan to achieve your goal. And then you start on your plan, you take action, you start now, you don't wait for the perfect moment because there's never the perfect moment. And you see your plan through, you keep moving, momentum, never ever stop. Become a finisher no matter how badly you finish. You know what? It's better to fail than never ever starting. Why? You learn. Some advice. How to get motivated. Well, you really need to know yourself. You need to take a good look at yourself in the mirror. Only you really know what makes your inner self tick. So therefore, choose something in life that accords with your own moral compass. You'll do best if you're really passionate about your life's work and what you want to do. And that's the same at the bar. You must want to get out of bed in the morning. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. The more mistakes, the better. Because at the end of the day, what is success? Success is the result of good judgment. Good judgment is the result of experience. And experience is often the result of bad judgment. So what you should do and what you should do now, prepare. You've heard it many times before, preparation, preparation, preparation. Do all the work you're set, get great grades, Go that extra mile, add value to whatever you do, read round the topic subjects, make a decision today to become a master in all that you do. Join organizations that reflect your life's passion, speak publicly, debate, join campaigns, do as many work placements, pupilages, internships that you can. Plan your applications very carefully. You know why? It all matters. Everything counts. And finally, let me finish with this. You're going to come across so many naysayers, and this is how you handle them. You remember this poem by Edgar Albert Guest. It couldn't be done. Someone said that it couldn't be done, but he with a chuckle replied, but maybe it couldn't, but he would be one who wouldn't say so till he tried. So he buckled right in with a trace of a grin on his face if he worried he hit it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Somebody scoffed, oh, you'll never do that. At least no one's ever done it. But he took off his coat and he took off his hat, and the first thing we know, he'd begun it. With a lift of his chin and a bit of a grin without any doubting or quit it, he started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands to prophesize failure. There are thousands to tell you, one by one, the dangers that wait to assail you. But just buckle in with a bit of a grin. Just take off your coat and go to it. Just start to sing as you tackle the thing that cannot be done, and you'll do it. Thank you.